Hello everyone, I am Tej. In this video, I am going to go over lean software development. So let's start with some history about how the term lean software development came about. The term lean software development was first used in and comes from a book called Lean Software Development and Agile Toolkit, written by Mary and Tom in 2003. Lean comes from converting lean manufacturing principles and IT principles into software development domain. Lean manufacturing is derived from Toyota Production System. As the name suggests, TPS was developed by Toyota, and this system comprises of management principles and practices for organizing manufacturing and logistics. So what is lean software development? It is an agile practice derived from lean manufacturing. Lean is based on 7 principles and 22 tools to apply these principles described in the book mentioned previously. I will go over each of these principles and tools in the next slides, but one of the most fundamental principles to lean software development is eliminating waste. Let me start off by defining waste. It is an activity that consumes your time, energy, and resources but does not add any value as perceived by the customer. First tool to eliminate waste is seeing waste. This waste can be extra processes, extra features, partially done work, defects, waiting, etc. Another tool which helps eliminate waste is value stream mapping. A value stream map provides a starting point for evaluating and improving your software development process. A value stream is a set of actions that take place to add value to the customer from the initial request through realization of value by the customer. Mapping value stream helps detect waste in value stream and eventually help eliminate waste. Second principle of lean software development is amplify learning. Increasing feedback is the single most effective way to deal with software projects that are in bad shape and bad condition. Periodic feedback through retrospecting periodically to see what is working and what is not working helps amplify learning in the team. Short iterations in the feedback cycle allows the system to respond to facts rather than forecasts. Iterations are a point of synchronization between different teams and the customer. Site-based development is a practice that keeps requirements and design options flexible for as long as possible during the development process. Instead of choosing a single point solution upfront, it identifies and simultaneously checks multiple options and eliminates poor choices over time. The financial world has developed a process called options, which allows decisions to be delayed. An option is the right but not obligation to do something in the future. Agile lean software development create options that allow decisions to be delayed until the customer requirements are more clearly understood. The last responsible moment is a moment in which if we fail to make a decision, then it eliminates an important alternative. If commitments are delayed beyond this moment, then decisions are made by default, which is generally not a good approach to making decisions. Making decisions can be done using breadth first or depth first. If there is an expert to make early decisions correctly and an assurance that there will not be any changes that render the decisions obsolete, then depth first is more effective. Otherwise, breadth first will lead to better results always. For fast delivery of product is it must be crystal clear to every person what they should do to make the most effective contribution to the product. There are two ways to ensure that the developers are productive. Tell them what to do or set things up so that they can figure it out for themselves. The developers choose the feature they want to work on is a better approach as it allows the work to become self-directing. Queuing theory strives to make your wait time as short as possible. Knowing cost of delay is very important to help deliver the product as it helps bring context to each delay. Management's primary job is to empower the whole team. One of the ways they can do this is create an environment in which developers themselves can actively participate in running and improving their own work areas. They should be able to motivate people with a clear and compelling purpose and make sure the purpose is achievable. Promoting to share expertise and maintaining a standard within the teams can also help with empowering them. Giving team access to the customer and letting the team make its own commitments should also be helpful in empowering them. Building integrity in the process right from the start is extremely important. The customer needs to have an overall experience of the whole system. This is called perceived integrity. How the product is being advertised, delivered, deployed, accessed, the product's price, how well the product is able to solve different problems. Conceptual integrity is that the system's separate components work well together as a whole with balance between flexibility, maintainability, efficiency, and responsiveness. Refactoring and testing helps maintain integrity in the architecture of the software product in long term. As more features are added to the original code base, the harder it becomes to add further improvements. Refactoring is about simplicity and clarity. Testing helps make sure something doesn't fall behind in the integrity category. Modern software systems are not simply the sum of their parts, but also the product of their interactions. Defect in software tends to accumulate during the development process. Measurements are important for tracking the progress of the software development product. Information measurements, not performance measurements, should be used for tracking progress. Measurements should motivate the team to collaborate and find better ways to do things. The team should try to create measurements that will measure everything. Misconception is that agile development cannot be used in context contract work in which each one is expected to look out for themselves. To make it work, we need to change our idea of a contract being method of keeping two parties from taking advantage of each other into something that supports collaboration. This means being flexible with respect to the scope of the project. Pause the video and think about which tool would help us with what principle, and then I'll give you all the answers. Value stream mapping is used to eliminate waste. Measurements can be used to optimize the whole. Iterations can be used to amplify learning. Refactoring can be used to build integrity. Thank you for taking the time to look at my presentation. Here are the references which helped me prepare this presentation.